Hi, everyone. Once again, the stock market, we overall had a great session. Not great. I did it, that's 2 days in a row. Good session. I'm calling it great only because individual stocks underneath look very solid. And once again, we got a ton of signals today. But let's go and start it off with the New York Stock Exchange. NYSE continues to find support right at the 50-day moving average. We have relieved some of the overbought conditions, but as you can see, this oscillator MACD and TSV is still at the upper range. RSI and my slow stochastics are too. So really nothing has been worked off yet. But remember, an overbought market can stay overbought if it's really strong. So we could be having that right now. S&P 500, you see the same thing. We're consolidating nicely here. Could still be churning. Could easily break lower. So the verdict is out overall in the market. We're keeping a very neutral stance here with S&P 500, New York Stock Exchange, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. As you can see, it also consolidates and is still overbought. Needs to work off those conditions. The Nasdaq was up 0.12% today, but oddly, the Nasdaq 100 was down 0.06%. Volume was lower on the Nasdaq 100 and the Nasdaq, and overall, it was a good day. It's still consolidating the gains, and as you can see, we are still overbought. MACD, TSV, my stochastics, and RSI not on this chart, all overbought still. So we need to still continue to work that off. The Russell 2000, as you can see, the leader of the day. That is excellent to see. It too is working off overbought conditions, isn't extremely overbought, so it could be pulling back maybe to like the 50% line, find some support there, and then blast off to even more overbought conditions. Very strong tape. Russell 2000 looks good. The unfortunate part is, as you can see in the IWM and even the QQQ, just like the other indexes, there was really no volume on the move. So we remain neutral in everything. NASDAQ needs to break out of the price range that it's in. Russell 2000 also needs to get above that late August, early September high before it switches back to buy mode. So neutral condition across the board. A lot of stocks looking like they're bottoming. You can see WIX, MANH, Cena, DW, OXM, KRC, never mind, that's a different one. GEOS, GoGo, SPLK, Data, FireEye. So when you take all that along with all these stocks I'm about ready to pull up, then I'm not going long. LRCX, there you go for all those bulls on that one. That one looks like it's finally ready to go. Bank of America, offering a pocket pivot point signal as it breaks out, as it forms this cup pattern. To me, it's breaking out of this cup pattern. This would have been a handle, kind of. It's a deeper handle, but it's legit to me. Travel Center of America breaking out of a tight flat base pattern, breaking out above those recent highs. AKRX producing a move off the 50-day moving average. AKA BAX also producing a pocket pivot point signal as it breaks out. CSX, pocket pivot point signal off the 50-day moving average. BK, Bank of New York, another bank stock producing a pocket pivot point signal off 50. TRW, the same thing. DTSI looks like it wants to break out of this consolidation pattern. DTV is also giving a buyable signal. That could be a new long too. You could also throw that one in as a new long signal tonight. I'm not going to go ahead and list it on the new positions page, but DTV could easily be a new long signal, 5 to 10%. I actually like that a lot. And in fact, if I happen to have any cash left over after the other four longs, I will put whatever I have into this one, as that's a really strong signal now that I've gotten times to, and now that I've had time to digest everything. SYNA also coming off the 50-day moving average. And then look at DGLY, and Taser, two winners from Ferguson. They're consolidating and look like buy stops can be set. Tesla, look at that thing, coil. Set your buy stops just above the recent highs. Same with Loco. Look at this thing, coil. Set buy stops just above the recent highs. And ALXN is a biotech stock. It's really flattening out. These things all break out. There's some big potential movers. EXPE, Chipotle Mexican Grill. There's just a lot of nice stocks. PHX. What I'm going to go ahead and go long is I'm adding to my GBX position. This could be a 10% signal if the base was a little bit longer, 200-day moving average was closer, and volume was more above 50-day moving average. It still could be a 10% signal overall, but me, 5% on an add. I rarely ever add the exact same amount from an earlier position, but solid signal. JLL, CanSlim quality stock, pocket pivot point signal, heavy volume bounce off the 50-day moving average, reversing the sell-off the day before. NVGS, a CanSlim quality stock, breaking out of an ascending base pattern on a pocket pivot point signal with volume, BOP, and price all surging. Another 5% signal. PCRX, it looks like that we've got a above average volume reversal here with a high of day close basically. Pretty bullish overall. I figure if we go ahead and cheat and get long here, we don't risk much because it closed below the 99.22 level, and we're completely out. You can go ahead and use the 50-day moving average if worst case comes, but I sure wouldn't. So overall, PCRX, super high quality, as you can tell by the price. NVGS, a little bit more speculative, but CanSlim quality. Look at the earnings and sales growth. They're fantastic. JLL, high quality, as you can tell by the price of the stock. GBX also, and DirecTV, the same thing. So there's a lot of high quality moves out there. At the same time, though, we do have some sells. MCK is a full sell, closing below the 20-day moving average on above average volume and the low a day of the signal date before producing any, obviously, gains. Full sell there. SPG, I am already fully out as my intraday sell stop, hard sell stop was hit yesterday, intraday. SPG is now closing below the 20-day moving average heavy volume. That'd be like another 50% end of day basis sell signal. 100% would be with the close below the 50-day moving average if you only bought this first position. If you bought here and added like I did, today would be a full sell signal. If you only bought here, that was 75% the day before, and it's 50% here. Also, ABC, man, closing below the, I believe it's the 10-day moving average. Yes, with on above average volume. If it would have been the 20, it would have been a full sell signal, especially if it would have been the low a day of our signal date, but it's holding the 77.18 level. Big intraday reversal on very strong volume, so we're going to go ahead and hold half of it and get rid of half. DTLK, it's fine, but it's not going anywhere after we went long a while ago. We went long all the way back here, and it's just not going anywhere, and there's so many stocks producing signals and doing much better than this stock on the short term. So by DTLK closing below 20-day moving average, that's our time signal to get out of another half of this position. The next half will come off, obviously, if I have hard sell stops. So if it goes to break even, it'll be completely gone. Same with AAP, not above average volume, but a heavier volume the day before, closed below 20-day moving average. That's another 50% signal because there's so many nice stocks out there. It goes down a little bit more. Hard sell stops are on the book to get me out of it. And TPL, this would be a 100% sell signal if it was below the 50-day moving average. And I know that everybody's thinking, well, man, you've been long since back here, so why would you fully sell if you have a gain of over 100% still, and it's above the 200-day moving average? Because this one has just probably made a parabolic top. I mean, there's almost no doubt about it. I look at this chart and I look at the volume that led up to that top. I mean, this just looks like a parabolic top to me. It just looks like it just went way ahead of itself. It had a big story on Business Insider ahead of this big run-up. So to me, it appears TPL has topped out here. Whenever you have back-to-back big moves like that, and then you have this huge volume reversal after such a long uptrend, and then you immediately sell it off, and now you're reversing those signals on huge volume, and then once again, you just keep selling off on huge volume. That's it, man. Look at this volume on like a 9-day chart. Try to tell me that you're going to be able to fix that in a few weeks or months or even a year. It's probably going to take a lot of work before this stock can get back. So to me, it's another 50% sell, a close below the 50-day moving average on above average volume, and that is it. It's a 100% sell, even though we've got, we'll have about that time a slightly under 100% percent gains in the stock, but it's got to go. It looks like it's topping. So that's all that we need to do for now. The market looks solid overall. We're still in neutral, but I tell you what, based on individual stocks, chances are we're not going to be there much longer. So we'll go ahead and see. We're still extremely overbought, as I continue to tell you. So be careful. Despite all the great long signals, don't put 20% of your account position into a single don't put 20% of your account into one single position. I don't care. If you have $50,000 to your account to $100,000, yeah, maybe you should only have 5 to 10 stocks. Absolutely. With hard sell stops on the book so that you don't lose a lot of money. But whenever you're running a big account money and you're still trading kind of scared because you are in overbought situations and it's not quite the same market that it was before 2008, 5% positions will do. All right, everyone. Thank you.